Welcome to another episode of Barwin Saturdays. And this week I decided to take a look at The Desert Trail. Another film by Lone Star Productions starring John Wayne, but this time he gets a buddy because it's a buddy comedy in the form of Eddy Chandler. So we have John Wayne as John Scott and Eddy Chandler as Kansas Charlie. We have the rodeo star and the gambler slash con man. We have the brain and the brawn. And I don't know what the other one gets because, John Wayne gets both. He gets to win all the wordplay arguments they get into.
Wait till he takes his hat off. He's bald as a goat. See, the poor fella's trying to talk, but that's the best he can do.
Well, women or no women, I'm not going to sit here and let you insult me like that. I am not bald-headed. It's only a high forehead. See?
Well, well. It's a positive miracle. They always told me that a sudden shock would restore his speech. But I didn't think he'd turn out to be half-witted. Now, that's the first forehead I ever saw that ran clear to the back of the neck.
Why, you...
Careful, Kansas. There's a lady present.
And he wins all the fights they get into.
Just the same, you aren't going to keep that date.
Hey, who's going to stop me?
I am.
Why, you... Ain't over at the casino, Sheriff. All right, boys, let's go down to Shack.
As I said before, it's too bad you can't keep that date tonight.
Why, you...
But I'll give her a little chubby for you, Kansas.
So, yeah. Eddy Chandler apparently got the short end of the stick when it came to winning anything in this movie. He doesn't even get to win the leading lady, just nothing. He gets totally screwed.
Well, I gotta be getting back to Anita, so I'll have to rush this.
But the film just makes no sense. I mean, I realize it's a comedy, and therefore, I gotta accept that, the characters are sometimes gonna be incompetent and really stupid. But in this film, we have, John Wayne partake in the rodeo, which is basically stock footage, and then imposing him on top of it at one point. And then they basically try to blot out the shot as much as they can by shining lights on top of him, so you can't see what's going on, just makes it really hard to see, which is their goal, I suppose, but it's really obvious that they're trying to cover up that John Wayne's character doesn't look anything like the stock footage they started with. So it's just more annoying than anything else. Oh, man. And then there's a sloppy edit at another point in the film, too, where John, guides a carriage in the town after the driver's shot. And if he doesn't tie his horse up to the back of the carriage, yet when he pulls up in the town, it's randomly there by magic. But I guess I should go back to where the plot doesn't make sense. Well, after, John's character learns that, I'm not going to get my full $900, my winnings for my performance in the rodeo, he decides to rob the people running it by basically saying, I'm owed $900, and I'm getting my $900. They're like, I'm sorry, John Scott, but, bad ticket sales, I can only pay you 2 bits on the dollar. And they're like, I can go up to $2.50 if it makes you feel better, but I gotta save some money for everyone else that wins today, even if, it's not the full amount, it's just been a bad day today. I would assume, the rodeo would have had them sign contracts, agreeing to stuff like this ahead of time, before they competed, like saying, yeah, if we don't make enough money, we're going to have to reduce your reward payments for your performances. At least I would assume that would be the case. But at any rate, holding the guy up at gunpoint and taking the $900 would definitely be a crime. So, at best, John Wayne's an anti-hero in this movie. At worst, he's just a slightly less evil criminal than a lot of the other criminals we get. But he's really dumb. Because after they did the robbery, they decided to head back, to the shack they've been staying in, and then you have both characters trying to prepare for a hot date with the local temptress, who apparently likes to string along basically every guy in town, it seems like. Because she's stringing along, the guy that, whose partner murders the guy John just got done robbing after he leaves. Yeah, they get framed for murder and robbery. Though, I suppose they did commit the robbery part of that, but not the murder part. Like I said, they're less worse criminals than the criminals we really should be worried about. And even after learning, the cops are after them, he still tries to score that hot date. Like, why? You already know that the sheriff and his posse are looking for your sorry butt. And that's after you held them at gunpoint so they can add to the charge, resisting arrest probably. And threatening an officer with a deadly weapon. Like, you can just stack on more charges, the ones they think they committed. Which was the murder part, because the other one was definitely true, and the guy was about to call them in for that one when he got, nailed for another robbery. Gosh darn, was that guy unlucky. And he got killed, very, very unlucky.
I ain't denying the money's due you, Scott, but this show's breaking mighty tough for us. It ain't paying out like we expected, so we're giving the boys 25 cents on the dollar.
Not me, you know. You'll make it 100%.
$900? I should say not. I'll give you $250 and not a cent more.
It's $900, Farnsworth, no less.
Now, don't try to get tough with me, Scott. I'm stretching it to even give you $250. You'd better take it, or you'll have to go without a cent.
It's still $900. Kansas, count $900 out of that money in the safe, and we'll get out of here. Don't come out till you hear our horses leave.
Get away from that pole. Get behind the counter and shell out those receipts. Come on, give me that money.
Oh, man. So, yeah, we have characters that are really dumb. And then, Eddie Chandler's character manages to apparently avoid detection by the law by pretending he's a reverend. He's just like, I got just slight modification to my hat, pull up my collar a bit, all of a sudden, I'm a reverend. I'm a doctor of theology. You can't question a doctor of theology, man. Reverends are above reproach, apparently, as far as this movie's concerned. I don't know why he thinks that would work, but he decides to go by the name of Smith, because obviously when you're trying to avoid the law, the best thing to go with is Smith or Jones, which is what Sean Wayne's character goes with. Like, I'm Jones, I'm Mr. Jones. Like, jeez, too obvious, man, too obvious. Though it does lead to a funny line in the movie, I'll give him that one.
What's your name?
John Jones?
There's getting to be too many Joneses and Smiths around here to suit me.
But, yeah, the plot never seems to really tighten up and get better. I mean, eventually, John's character helps out with trying to stop a stagecoach that's out of control after a robbery. Only for, his partner to show up and having, rob the other bandit, because he's like, well, I like your sister, and I really want to screw her, so, thank her for me not, turning you in or killing you for what you did. Like, damn, man. Offering mercy because you want, bone the dude's sister. Okay. I guess we'll just have to go with it. Of course, he's also the guy that ultimately confesses and admits, yeah, I murdered that guy, we did these robberies. Which is why they don't, shoot John's character at the end of the movie. Despite him engaging with the police in multiple shootouts, so I honestly don't know why they don't arrest him. Like, he still assaulted an officer with a deadly weapon on multiple occasions. Like, just because, we're trying to arrest you on an incorrect charge doesn't mean you can shoot at us, right? Like, it's such bullshit. And that's the problem. Like, I can't get over just how weird that aspect is. Like, it shouldn't be okay for John's character to shoot at the cops just because he's meant to be like some sort of weird anti-hero.